And hey, everything's working. First time, wow. Oh, hello, stream. Sorry about that. I set a timer so I could go make coffee. And then got conscripted into applying medicine to my wife's hand. I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? We had an event the evening before last. Hey, silent author, how goes? Hi, female writer. Yeah, so pulled all the laundry in from the balcony. Most people here don't use an electric dryer or a gas dryer. They don't use a dryer, a clothes dryer. We hang our laundry in China. We do have a little sort of a tent dry, it's I don't know how to explain. It's a small little dryer, clothes dryer that has a little heater unit in the bottom, and then a sort of a frame with a fabric tenty thing over it. So in the winter when it's a bit damp and cold and humid and clothes don't dry very quickly, you can throw stuff in there to dry it. It's not like a 20-minute dry cycle or a 30-minute dry cycle. It takes like an hour or two to dry clothes in there, but better than outside where they never quite get dry. Anyway, so we brought the laundry in, and what I was doing, writing, working. I was editing audio. That's what I was doing, and my wife was sorting the laundry out and folding it, and she comes running in holding a pair of pants, trousers for the British, inside out pants, and she was bleeding a little bit on her hand, and she said, "Something bit me." And I was like, "What? What do you mean bit you? Like there was something in the pants and you cut yourself?" She's like, "No, something bit me. It's still in there." I'm like, "Well, get it the hell out of my office. some thing in these pants that bit you and you want to bring it into my office." So we went into the bathroom to take a look at this bite, which turned out not to be a bite. It was a sting. And it was a sting from a wasp. A very large wasp. Here, I don't have an easy way to... I should set up a scene so that I can put pictures up on the screen for you guys, but... Where is it? Here is a photograph of the culprit. I took that photograph. Well, wasps are pretty alien. It is the species of wasp, the variety of wasp that in the US they call it a murder hornet. The giant Asian hornet. Yeah, just the one, but that's all it really takes. And it took a chunk out of my wife's hand. Well, cut her anyway with its stinger. And so we cleaned it up and disinfected it. Yeah, no, I know. So it decided to leave the trousers and fly around free range in. It's dead. It fly around in our bathroom. At which point, my wife immediately vacated the bathroom, leaving me behind to deal with the wasp. And even then, I went. We've seen that. I don't know if it's that specific wasp, but that kind of wasp once or twice zipping around on our balcony. And as wasps go, they're pretty decent. They don't bother you if you don't bother them, and they eat other insects. They're hunters. They control pest insects. They're not that many of them generally. They're fairly solitary wasps, so they don't tend to swarm. That's my understanding anyway. So even with this thing in my bathroom having stung my wife and whatever, it was just sitting on the ceiling. Once I tracked it down, I was still trying to kind of not kill it. I opened up the window in the bathroom with the screen open, and I had the electric fan blowing at him to encourage him to go. It's probably her, actually. I think only the females can fly. They're burrowing wasps. Excuse me. Oh, it's going to be that kind of day again. So I had the big electric fan on full blast, blowing at him towards the window. He wasn't budging. He's like, didn't even notice the wind. He was 2 inches long. I keep saying he. She was 2 inches long. A solid 2 inches long. This is a big wasp, like about the size of my thumb, which is blurry now because it's focusing on my face still. Thank you, Sony. So yeah, the breeze from the fan wasn't helping. We have these electric bug swatters. They look like tennis rackets, kind of. They're about the size and shape of a tennis racket, and you charge them up. They've got a battery in them, and it's like a bug zapper, but it's a portable bug zapper, and you use them for mosquitoes and stuff. So I had that, not because I was planning to electrocute a wasp, because I don't think it would. I think it would just probably piss the wasp off, to be honest. But because it has a long enough handle that I can kind of swat him away from me if he comes at me. So yeah, none of that was really having any effect, and I kind of pushed the wasp a little bit with the racket to encourage it to fly off out the window, and then it kind of menaced me with its wings and its buzz, and it went zzz. And so I said, all right, to hell with this, and I squished it against the ceiling. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not taking this chance. Much too dangerous. So I know I'm not allergic to bee stings. I've been stung by a bee once. At work at a kindergarten I taught at a while back, and it was a bit chilly in the office, so I went to put my hood up on my hoodie, and I didn't know there had been a bee had landed on my hood. And so I put my hood up, and it got kind of pressed up against the back of my neck and panicked and stung me on the back of my neck. And that hurt. Well, it wasn't a huge pain. It's not one of the pains that I remember still to this day. There are a few of those, but yeah. But yeah, this thing looked vicious and nasty and large and scary, and so yeah, it died. It didn't go away when it should have, and it buzzed at me, so I squished it. And then spent 10 minutes trying to get a decent macro picture of it with my camera. So did my wife, even though she'd just been stung by the thing and was terrified of it. And it was still twitching a bit, like it still was some residual electrical activity going on in the limbs. I don't think it was still alive. I can't see how it would be. Mind you, it wasn't crushed, as you can see from the picture. Can't see it anymore, but so I don't know. Anyway, so we cleaned out the sting site on my wife's hand and used some isopropyl alcohol to disinfect it and prevent infection and whatever. Checked it for a remaining stinger. There didn't seem to be anything still stuck in there, so it was fine there. And she got a bit of a welt where she was stung, and it was starting to swell a little bit. So I convinced her to take a I don't remember the active ingredient in that stuff. An allergy pill, basically. It's from like the ones I take for my hay fever. Loratadine, something like that. Anyway, she took one of those, and it didn't swell up particularly much, and got better, and the itching kind of went away, and she was fine. And then the next day she went and hung out with her friends and played mahjong for the day, and was fine. But then when she got home, her hand started swelling up again all of a sudden. Last night. Was it last night? No, last night was okay. It was starting to swell a bit last night, and then this morning she woke me up at like 5:30 in the morning because it was really swelling up and she was uncomfortable. And it wouldn't have been a big deal except I didn't get to bed till 2 again, so whatever. So yeah, I told her it's a mild allergic reaction to the sting. Wasps have venom, and it can do this. We looked it up. Just to double check what I remembered about wasp stings. Looked it up on the internets, and yeah, everything we read said that she might swell a bit, could last a couple of days. Now, wasps are terrifying, as insects go. I mean, bees will think twice before stinging you because it costs them. Wasps, they'll just just for the hell of it. They'll just poke, 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 see what happens. They're like Texas cops, right? Shoot first and ask questions maybe. I don't know that. Yeah, we shouldn't pick on Texas. They're like American cops. Shoot first and ask questions maybe. At least that seems to be the impression they give. Oh, I'm dropping a fair number of frames due to network congestion, aren't I? It's doing that drop out every so often thing again. I don't know if I can fix that. I think that's just the way my ISP deals with VPNs by disconnecting them every 2 minutes. Anyway, so I figured it was just a mild allergic reaction. Mild in that her throat wasn't swelling up and she wasn't dying. So it wasn't anaphylactic shock. It was just a reaction to the sting, and it was probably okay, and she'd be fine if she just wrote it out and took another allergy pill. So she decided to go see a doctor because I'm not one. Fair enough. So, yeah, she just got back from the doctor. She has medicine. It looks like calamine lotion to me, but you daub it on, it's goopy, and you put it on wherever it's itchy and swollen, and then it sort of hardens into a crusty bit, kind of like calamine lotion does. I suspect it's calamine paste, but I said, oh, it looks like calamine lotion like we used to use for chicken pox and mosquito bites and really itchy bites and stuff. And she's like, no, it's not that. And I'm like, you don't know what it is. You don't know what calamine lotion is. You don't know if this is or isn't that. I wouldn't surprise. It's sort of, it has the smell of traditional Chinese medicine, so I suspect it's probably calamine and a few other things. But it seems to work the same way. At any rate, that was our excitement for the last couple of days. And on top of that, I've been sort of overwhelmed a bit with client work, voice work. Had a big dump of work coming from a few of my regular clients and one new client, which, I mean, you know, it's a good problem to have, right? Having more work than you need or want, more paid work. But, you know, as a freelancer, I'm hardwired to say yes to every piece of work that comes my way. Although, as an experienced freelancer, I now know that I should set expectations properly, in that, you know, don't overpromise in terms of speed of delivery. If you're inundated with work, you have to acknowledge that and set realistic deadlines, or arrange realistic deadlines. But so I've got probably an hour and a half to 2 hours of editing for the one client later today, and I've got another 3 or 4 hours of editing for my other clients. Most of the recording part is done. Maybe an hour of recording still not done of the work that I have in oh, actually, that's not true at all. Today is my Wednesday, so for tomorrow I've got another 6 YouTube videos to record, so that's 2 hours worth of recording there too, but I'll do that tomorrow. I think that's tomorrow's schedule. So an hour of recording today and maybe 3 hours of editing. 4 hours of editing. Something like that. Anyway, that's this afternoon. What are we doing on the book, on the stuff? I think I've got to hold off on this 3-part book again for a little while. Yeah. Yes, I do. There we go. And I'm going to have to continue with my summary stuff. My other thing. I'm oh, excuse me. I'm making progress on the 3-part story in the planning department, but I haven't quite got it where I want it yet to start writing. I've been going through my old battered copy, my old battered e-copy of Story Engineering, the Larry Brooks writing guide, sort of reminding myself of some of the pieces and some of the the things I should probably think about before I... Oh, the wife's back from getting her phone out of the car. Yeah, I'm going back through it and sort of ticking all the boxes as I go to make sure that I've not overlooked something and that I'm comfortable with where I'm at. And it's interesting how much of that I'd forgotten about, but how much of it is so very useful to me now. I really recommend it as a book on writing. He's long-winded, and he spends an inordinate amount of time trying to convince you that what he has to say is worthwhile, to the point where you start thinking Shakespeareanly, and like methinks the writing advisor doth protest too much. It gets a bit tedious. That part of it gets a bit tedious, but the meat and potatoes of what he's got to offer is fantastically useful, I would say. So, yeah, this phlegmy business, I don't know where this, just the last couple of weeks really, that has been bad. I mean, I tend to be a bit phlegmatic in the physical sense anyway, but I wonder, I don't know if it's the coffee or the air quality or a combination. I don't know. I might have to try cutting coffee out entirely for a while and see how that works. I don't like that idea, but oh yeah, right. Hold on. Oh. New configuration, put new keycaps on. There we go. It's the same Keychron C1 that I had before, but I got rid of the glowy fancy keycap things and got nicer feeling, lower profile. I don't know how lower profile they are. I think they're actually a bit taller than the other ones, but they seem lower. They seem smoother and sleeker and lower, and I like them a lot better. They feel nicer. So, same switches, same everything else. I like all that stuff. This little jobby I put together. Oh, I've got it. There. It's backwards again. And I realized that Control, Alt, and Calendar are not the functions I plan to put on those buttons, but I ran out of keycaps that looked good there, so I used those ones instead. So that's going to be my numpad for data entry stuff and some macros. I might move a couple of my editing macros off of this one and onto that one, and use this one entirely for streaming stuff and use that one for numpad. And I guess, well, I've got room for 4 macros. I got 4 extra buttons on there that I don't... No, 5 or 6 actually, if I think about it. The calendar button I kind of want to map to calculator, CAL. I want to map that to the calculator because sometimes I just need to add something up quick, and it's nice to have a button for that. I can set layers on that, though, is the other thing. Yeah. Wasp is Ant-Man's girlfriend. Ooh. I wouldn't want to fight her either. Is it Evangeline Lilly plays that character, I believe? Yeah, so I can set layers on the numpad one, which means I can have different sets of keys. So I can have a numpad layer where it's all numpaddy, and I can have I keep doing that. I have another layer which is all macros for other things that I want to do. I don't really have that many macros I need to program, really. There aren't that many automated kind of things that I do on a regular, so. Yeah. So how's the writing going with you guys? Silent Author, how are your anti-hero villainy types going? Your super villain duo. How's that coming along? Female writer, are okay, I'm wrong. Wrong about who plays the Wasp? Do I have to go look that up now? I guess I do. That's weird. All right. Nothing there. Yeah. In Ant-Man and the Wasp was played by Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp. Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Ant-Man. Yeah. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, anyway. Ah. Yes, rules and welcome messages are important. Very important. Oh, you know what? We've got a whole bunch of people in the chat that aren't chatting and aren't viewing either for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. Yeah. I've got an 11-year-old boy in the house, so yeah, yeah, palm it off on him. I enjoyed all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, pretty much all of them. I wasn't a huge fan of the Thor ones, but I thought they were a bit too cartoony and less compelling in terms of character. But oh yeah, all right. Meh. Go back to this one, I guess. Um, I'm looking forward to checking out the new Spider-Man effort. I haven't read very good things about the Eternals, so I probably will end up giving that one a miss. I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm a bit superhero movied out. I really enjoyed what Marvel did with the cinematic universe for the first, from Iron Man all the way through to Endgame. I thought that was all very well done. I thought the movies tied together very well, and the character development was great, and the writing was solid. Spider-Man No Way Home, 10 out of 10. Okay, yeah. I don't think it's been released here in China yet, so we're gonna have to wait for a bit to watch it, at least to watch it legally, which I probably should do. I thought Captain Marvel was a bit heavy-handed in its gender roles messaging. I thought it was poorly done. I mean, I sympathize with the message, and I agree with a lot of the ideas that they were trying to get across, but it was heavy-handed and poorly done. Let's see. is that not do 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 boo do do. Do 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 do. Electrical longboard. Droop dog. That, okay, so that electrical longboard rings a bell. No videos, no streams. So, hold on a second. I've got chat stuff. Steve Rogers. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of that character. I think that, I can't remember the name of the actor who played him. I think he did a good job portraying the character, but it wasn't my favorite character in the Avengers by any stretch. Spider-Man. Yep. Different strokes for different folks, Silent Author. Wasn't my favorite in the group. Less compelling of a story for me than Iron Man's arc, for example. Black Widow, I thought, had a pretty good run. No, I'm just saying wasn't my favorite. They're playing music out in the community. So we've got Droop Dog in the chat, who's not chatting. Say hi. Introduce yourself. We've got Dinneretta is here again. I'm starting to think Dinneretta might be a bot. Are you a bot, Dinneretta? Say hi. Kitty Na. Kitty Na is a bot. Hey! Hello. Welcome to the chat. Finally. I must know. Do you speak Japanese? Are you Japanese? The Japanese in your handle has me wondering. Interesting. Electrical longboard. That's confusing to me. Painfulest. That looks like a person. Hmm. 1.8K followers. Oh, streamed at some point 2 months ago. No videos. So, Painfulest is a person too. You should say hi in the chat as well, Painfulest. Oh, you know what? We've got shy non-chatters in the chat. So, let me, I haven't done this for a while. This is our Discord server. It's a bit quiet, the Discord server. Not a whole lot going on there, but it's set up to allow us to talk about books and stories and reading them and writing them, and hopefully we'll have a book club running where we can all read a book together and talk about it at some point in the near future. We've only got I think we've got fewer than 10 people in the server at the moment, so it's pretty quiet. But we were talking about desk setups and stuff. You are not the only one on my Discord server. Female Writer is in the Discord as well, and there are other people. Tudor is there. Nini is there. Fat JMO, Rush 2112, Chris is there. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, most Discord servers are quiet, and the ones that aren't quiet probably should be, if I'm honest. But yeah. But yeah, Fat JMO and I were chatting about desk setups and keyboards earlier, and what I mean, I realize, I do acknowledge that I should probably be trying to promote more conversation in the Discord, but I haven't been. I've been thinking about maybe starting some threads or trying to get some chatting going. That's kind of why I posted my keyboard setup and stuff, my pictures. I thought maybe that would prompt some discussion. But I don't want to be too, anytime I start heading towards like guided discussion territory, I get teacher flashbacks, and I don't want to go there. But I understand that people might not think to chat on their own a lot of the time. I mean, okay, so what do we have? Let me take a look here at what do we have for members there? We've got, not counting bots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and myself. So there's 9 of us there at the moment. And I don't know. Let's take a look here at who has signed up for book club. Nini, Chris, and I. Yeah, so 3 people. I guess 3 people could be a book club. There's no reason why not. I was hoping for a few more, but I guess 3 people could be a book club. Huh. So, yeah. Mind you, I'm not technically... Oh, yes, there I am as a book clubber. I don't know. I was gonna solicit suggestions from anyone who's interested in being in the book club, and then put it up to a poll or a vote or something so we can all pick collectively. I don't have any huge ideas off the top of my head. I've been meaning to read this one. No, should I bother? It's The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. It was... Oh, yeah, of course. My bookshelf is too squished over there. I don't know if that interests anyone else. To be honest, it only mildly interests me. And the only reason that I want to read it, and shh, don't tell anyone. It was assigned reading for an English class I was taking. And I ended up not actually reading it. I found a decent online summary, and that was enough to allow me to talk about elements in the book intelligently on the final exam. So I did that because I was very short on time at that time. But yeah, don't tell anyone, eh? But I do want to read it. I just didn't have time at that time. I do not really want to reread Othello, though. That was another assigned reading. It's been years and years and years since I read Othello. and I didn't want to read it again, so I didn't. Um, I read a summary of that one as well, a Spark Notes version or something like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I would for the book club, I would probably want to ask for suggestions from people, and then throw them up for a vote. Actually, you know what? The three body problem is something that I wouldn't mind reading in a book club. Possibly the whole quadrology, trilogy plus a fourth book, I guess is what it is. But certainly the first book looks interesting and fascinating, and all those ings. So that might be my suggestion for book club, and then anyone else who's interested can make suggestions as well. So let's do that. Let's do that now while I'm thinking of it. Book club. Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to suggest the three body problem by Liu Cixing. Cixing. I think it's Cixing. I can't remember his the pinyin for his name. Um, yeah, best of my knowledge, the first major Chinese writer in the sci-fi space. So book three, but not the first two. Oh, I I was going to buy the trilogy on the Kindle shop the other day, but there were a couple of other ones that were on sale, and that one was not. So I bought a couple of other ones instead, but I wouldn't mind picking them up. All right, so here's. Oh, I can't reply to my own. I can't reply to my own. Or can I reply? I can. It's just not obviously there. Okay. I did remember his name properly. Okay, good. They've capitalized the B as well. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, no, if there's anything that I miss about living in Canada, it's that used bookstores. There are no English language used bookstores. I don't know that there are any used bookstores in Hangzhou where I live, but there certainly are no English language used bookstores. There was one foreign language bookstore downtown years back that stocked some English language novels and stuff, but the selection was sparse and it was a long way away. I mean, it's probably an hour, hour and a half to get down there from the part of town where I live. So, well, less now. The subway is running, so they built a subway in the last 10 years. So, but yeah, I used to be a regular part of my life was trading books in for new books at the used bookstore and the library, for that matter. Um, I miss having a whole library full of books that I can just go and peruse. So yeah, it's one of the trade-offs. When I moved to China, I had to get rid of most of my worldly possessions, and I took my books to the used bookstore, all of my books, barring a few special volumes, which I entrusted to a cousin of mine, and he screwed me over, and none of the stuff I entrusted to my cousin ever made it to my parents where it was supposed to go. I have no idea what happened to it, and that cousin doesn't talk to me anymore for some reason. So spent 5 years emailing him and calling him once in a while, and never answered his phone, never responded to an email. So to hell with him. Bit hurtful because he was kind of my best friend and more like a brother than a cousin. But whatever. I don't know what happened there. I've seen him since, and he was acting like nothing's unusual and everything's cool and whatever. Yeah, no idea what went on there. But yeah, so I lost the special books I wanted to save, and it wasn't even betrayal. It was like indifference. Yeah, it was very hurtful though, for sure. Um, Asked him to hold on to my golf clubs and my Lord of the Rings books and a couple of other books, some of my old yearbooks, and pass them to my mum next time he saw her. And he said, no problem. And then no one ever saw my stuff again, and no one has any idea what happened to it. So I don't know. Anyway, but the rest of my books I loaded up in two batches in my van to take to the used bookstore, where they refused to sort through them and actually price any of them out. They said they would buy them by weight. So it was almost, I think it was almost 2 tons, 2,000 kilos of books. Just a little shy of 2 tons, if I remember correctly. It was a long time ago, but I remember it being some obscene amount of books like that. No, there wasn't much money in my old yearbooks, I'm pretty sure. Hmm. From what I've heard from some of our mutual friends, he sort of dropped out of contact with everybody. Uh, so I don't know. At some point, you got to stop caring and get on with your life. So I have done so, but yeah, it's a scar now, not an open wound. We'll put it that way. But yeah, all right. So I've made a suggestion in the old book club section, but actually, female writer, are you on the Discord? You're not on the Discord. I said you were on the Discord, but I don't remember who you were on there, if you were on there. Hmm. Okay. Ah, unless you're Blue New Jersey. I don't think that's you, is it? I know who everyone else is. Phantom Evil Paradox is Silent Writer. I know who Fat J-Mo is. That's an old friend of mine from the Facebooks. Rush 2112 that's Esteban, isn't it? Ah, okay, that explains that. And Will. That's the, yeah. It's the gentleman who's an editor. I can't remember his handle on Twitch, but yeah. Yeah, no, I know who. I think I know who everyone is, more or less. Nini, Tutor. Yeah. Yeah, someone joined the Discord under the handle of Blue NJ and didn't join any sections or sign up for anything. So, oh well. That's okay. Like I said, I'm not sure how active a Discord server for a bunch of writers who tend to be introverts and 7997. Well, in Leet speak, that would be TGGT. Or is it a face dancing? Something like that. Or is it your PIN number for your bank card? Probably not. Well, like I said, I'm not expecting a whole lot of sort of general. Yes, it's called Readers and Writers. I'm not expecting a whole lot of sort of generalized chatter and a whole lot of back and forth. Most of us tend to be fairly introverted and fairly busy writing and doing stuff in our own projects. But I'm hoping that the book club will take off a little bit, and I'd like to see it be a sort of a place to workshop for writers and a place to talk about books and things for people who maybe don't want to do book club exactly, but who maybe want to recommend books and things. So, yeah. Other than that, I can't. I mean, those are the main uses I see for it, and hopefully they will be useful for people that way. But time will tell. Ah, there we go. Oh, the seven. I see. The 7997 is the number that they attach to your handle on Discord. I see. It does look like someone dancing, though. Welcome to the server, female writer. And I do, of course, have Mark Knopfler in my head again. So I mean, I don't know how that works exactly. So I've only got one viewer listed in my Twitch stats. That can't be accurate, I guess. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. But I've got people that I know are people in the chat. There's Dinneretta and female writer and silent author. And then Droop Dog, who's electrical longboard, is their username, and Painfulest, who seems to be a real person as well. I do wish that you guys would say hi, that you folks would say hi in the chat and introduce yourselves and join in, but I understand if you don't want to. All right, well, we're looking at 22. Oh. General. Hey, I'll wave to say hi. That's an odd wave. So when you join the Discord, you'll want to pop into the roles channel under community. Hey, Fat JMO is there too. Are you Fat JMO? Are you electrical longboard? That seems to have sparked a connection in my head. I don't remember for sure. Droop Dog going down.
Going up? Oh, that always happens.
Droopy dog. So yeah, I was gonna say when you join the Discord server, you want to pop into the roles channel under the community section and choose some things that you're interested in. There's not too many people are interested in critiquing. Oh, Chris is in there though, and Silent Rider, and me, and a bot. Okay. So I should set up Chris with a channel in there. So yeah, with the critique corner, with the critique circle-y bit, the critique group, each person who's interested in getting critique will get their own channel in which to post their stuff. And they get management rights on their channel, so they can delete comments that they don't want sticking around and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what? Hold on a second. I gotta go check on something. I will be back in a minute or two. Be back here and be right back. Oh, okay. There we go. I thought I heard someone at the door. It was just the neighbors. And then when I opened the door to check, I had to talk to the neighbors, which is a pain because I don't really like the neighbors. Hey, there we go. Do 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 do. All right. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I said I was going to do on the stream, which is write, something I don't often do. I'm going to actually get going on this nonfiction for a little bit. That means I can't see you guys. I don't have my chat open, and I don't have my OBS Studio open so that I can concentrate on what I'm doing. I must have... Yeah, there we go. It's a bit better. Adjust my monitor. I've got my... yeah, no, I guess I haven't really shown you guys that. I've got both of my monitors on adjustable arms so that I can move them around. And the one on the right mostly, I swing it around to face my recording booth, the window in my recording booth, so I can see what I'm doing from in there. And sometimes when I'm digging around behind them, I move them out of position and they feel a bit weird. But yeah. Really phlegmy. Yeah, I should change the title of my stream. Come listen to a writer coughing and clearing his throat a bunch. What is going on there? Seriously? It never rains but it pours, huh? My second monitor just died. I can't see anything on that screen. Okay. Power problems, huh? Well, guess who gets to go shopping? Right. Now, which one is which one? There we go. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I gotta deal with this monitor issue. God, this is gonna make work very difficult today. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to call that a day then. Damn it. Thanks for joining me, guys, in the chat. It's been fun. If you're watching on VOD, don't forget to follow so you know when we're going live, all the stuff, yada yada. On YouTube, the dingle dingles down there. Hit the bell, all that. Okay, hopefully see you in a couple of days. If the rest of my computer doesn't just blow up or die. Take care. Just in case anyone was curious, it turns out it was the power adapter. I found another one that works and fits, but I may want to replace this monitor anyway, just in case. If it burned out a power adapter, there must be a reason, right?